That's how they roll. That's the most. That WNBA is woke as shit. The NBA is woke as shit. And they had to tell her, you better change your thing or we're not going to get behind you 100%. And she did. She bowed down, and that's exactly what happened. And I'll never.
Caitlin Clark, an exceptional basketball player, saved the WNBA from losing relevance. She was named Athlete of the Year by Time for her incredible performance and impact. However, on the same day, she was forced to apologize for white privilege. The league, which gained media and fan attention only because of her, shifted the focus from her talent to a race-based narrative. Instead of celebrating her achievements, the WNBA chose to criticize her, undermining her contributions. Caitlin broke records, attracted fans, and brought new life to a struggling league, yet her success was overshadowed by identity politics.
Caitlin, you didn't make it to the WNBA because of the color of your skin. You played because you worked your ass off. Hours in the gym, sweat, sacrifice, and everything.
The WNBA, known for its financial troubles and low fan base, dragged Caitlin Clark into a race debate instead of recognizing her hard work and talent. Caitlin's exceptional performances brought fans to the league. If her success were purely because of white privilege, the league would have failed long ago.
Been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And
if the WNBA was truly built on the efforts of black women, why is it still struggling? Empty seats, low TV ratings, and ongoing financial losses aren't caused by race, but by poor management and lack of fan engagement. Caitlin Clark brought excitement, improved finances, and attracted new fans. Linking her talent to race is simply unfair.
Been disrespected, snubbed, and talked about from people like Cheryl Swoops on a regular basis. Now,
Caitlin Clark helped the WNBA reach new heights. She broke 6 rookie records and set a single-game assist record. She brought attention to teams like the Indiana Fever, making WNBA games must-watch events. Instead of criticizing her, the league should celebrate her as their savior.
The WNBA is a zombie company that loses money year in and year out. I actually have good news.
What?
They were projected to lose $50 million this year. But because of Caitlin Clark and all her great success, they only lost $40 million this year.
Hey.
Caitlin Clark's college game between Iowa and South Carolina drew 18.9 million viewers, even more than the NBA playoffs. This was thanks to her talent and charisma. Despite this, the WNBA chose to hide her success behind the white privilege narrative. Her achievements are the result of skill and hard work.
And while the 3-time MVP A'ja Wilson claimed Clark's race was a huge contributor to her popularity, it doesn't matter what we all do as black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug.
The WNBA survives largely on NBA funding. After Caitlin Clark joined, the league's financial loss dropped from $50 million to $4 million. She filled arenas and boosted viewership. Yet, instead of acknowledging her contributions, the league dragged her into a racial debate. Her success is purely due to her effort and
We don't agree with victimhood mentality. Because we're Middle Eastern. Can you imagine us like, oh, we don't have white privilege. Their daddy is as Middle Eastern as it gets. We don't believe in that stuff.
Icons like Tiger Woods and Serena Williams were celebrated for their talent without being reduced to race debates. Caitlin Clark, a once-in-a-generation talent, inspires fans with her game. Yet, the WNBA chose to focus on identity politics instead of appreciating her greatness, which speaks for itself.
WNBA will never succeed. It's never going to make money. It is a zombie organization. It does not have mass market appeal or provide value like Amazon and Jeff Bezos did. There's limited interest. Sports fans, 80% of sports fans are men. Zero interest in the WNBA. It's a lesbian.
Caitlin Clark turned the WNBA from a dull league into a topic of conversation. Her performances attracted fans and sponsors, while some veteran players like Cheryl Swoops and A'ja Wilson resorted to criticism. Caitlin proved that a mix of talent and smart marketing can revive a dying league.
The people in WNBA, the executive team, thinks they did the right thing. They just effed up. They had a half of the population.
The WNBA runs on NBA funding. Despite Caitlin Clark's efforts, the league targeted her for her whiteness. This shows how insecure and divisive the management is. Without Caitlyn, the WNBA risks falling back into irrelevance.
Amazing. She's done great. And I've been following during the season her getting bullied by all these other players who are jealous of her, who are jealous of her success. And meanwhile, these statistics would come out where all the road games where she plays sell out. They're the best selling games of the season is when she comes to town. And for her to turn around.
Caitlyn Clark's games consistently attract full houses and high TV ratings. Her college game had more viewers than the NBA Finals, proving her star power. Still, the WNBA uses the white privilege narrative against her. Caitlyn's impact is clear. Her talent and hard work bring fans, not her.
There's something to do with business, but a lot of people are asking about fatherhood. Here's the thing. If I write a book on fatherhood, first chapter, you know what it's going to say? Read this book at your own risk. Don't look at me as a great father. We'll know if I'm a good father or not in 40 years.
Caitlyn Clark's Nike deal, worth $24 to $28 million, proves she is talented and marketable. Brands invest in her because she connects with and entertains fans. Yet, instead of supporting her, the WNBA chooses to criticize her despite benefiting from her efforts.
Thing to claim somebody has privilege in a competition of athletics. And not to mention the fact of you would never say something like that about the NBA, where there are hundreds of black superstars paid millions and millions of dollars. And by the way, that NBA subsidizes the entire WNBA.
The WNBA prioritized identity politics over basketball, leading to fan disinterest. Caitlyn Clark brought fresh energy and engaged new fans. However, the league turned her whiteness into an issue, proving that it values politics over progress.
Some racist that the only reason we want to watch Caitlyn is because she's white and we can't stand watching the blacks, but we'll watch the white, which is absurd. She's by far the best. The stats prove it. That's why she's so popular.
Caitlyn Clark's apology for white privilege was just a PR stunt that her fans didn't care about. People watch her games for her brilliance, not for political debates. The WNBA's focus should be on her achievements, not divisive issues.
Simone Biles, it's absolute ridiculous, and she fell for it. She fell for the DEI, LGBT thing rather than MEI. She deserved where she was at because she was a good player. But I have one suggestion for you, Caitlyn.
WNBA veterans can't accept Caitlyn Clark's success, driven by jealousy and insecurity. Despite making an irrelevant league popular and attracting new fans, she faces criticism. Without Caitlyn, the WNBA would return to being irrelevant.